I hear the song, I get excited. I don't know why. I guess because it means it's showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening, for watching, for being a part of what's going to happen today. It's the What's on Sports podcast being brought to you live on Facebook, being brought to you live on YouTube, and perhaps being downloaded in some of your favorite podcast places like Apple iTunes. Links in the description. My name is John Tedora. I'll be your host today, and joining me will be a cavalcade of friends and family. We're going to be talking about some really interesting stuff. I was going to do the show all by myself today. I wrote the show. I laid it out. I'm doing it by myself. We started with a conversation in the office. I said, you know what? Everybody's coming on the show today. Everybody from the What's on Sports team is going to come on the show, or at least some of the people. We're going to talk about some of these things together. But before we do, I want to remind everybody that our show today is being brought to you by our friends over at Sports Trading Systems. If you'd like to learn how to trade sports just like other people trade stocks, you can go over there and learn how algorithms and back-tested historical data can help you start to make money and possibly change your lifestyle by using sports as a trading system. It's amazing. Go over to sportstradingsystems.com. We already have our first frowny face here. Somebody's unhappy with us. I don't know what we did wrong, but somebody's upset. If you guys would like to leave any comments along the way, we do participate. For those of you watching and viewing live, you can leave a thumbs up. You can leave a thumbs down. I guess you can leave an angry face there. Someone's angry about me or something. It's amazing. I've gotten 2 minutes and 8 seconds into a show, and I've already pissed somebody off. Must be a Chiefs fan. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about a lot of things today. We have a huge show planned for you. There was something that happened. I was going to play the clip. I was going to let you guys kind of see what happened so you can make your own opinion. But instead of doing that, I'm going to bring the guys on and talk about this because we started having a conversation before the show started, and I thought the conversation was an interesting one, and I thought it was interesting enough to bring everybody on board on the show early and talk about it. So let me lay out what we saw here. Russell Wilson, who I consider to be the second most produced and fake individual in sports. Second most. Only to LeBron James. I apologize. I got my thoughts confused. Only to LeBron James, who I happen to think is the most produced and most fake person in sports. I believe that Russell Wilson is number two. Russell Wilson came out with an Instagram video, a highly produced Instagram video. It's him walking out on the field in Seattle. He's wearing a Kobe Bryant jersey. He starts talking about the last game they played, how they had the Mamba mentality, and about how everything that he did this season was because of Kobe and because of this. And he starts talking about Kobe, and he starts talking about Gigi. And I take this personal, incredibly personal. And as I said before the show, this is like your friends on Facebook who talk about their dog dying or their great Uncle Joe, and they put a picture of the dog or the picture of Uncle Joe when they were 8 years old, and they say, oh my God, my uncle died. And then we have to respond by saying, I'm so sorry for you. And I don't think that's fair. It's not a fair position to put people in because I'm not really sorry for them. I mean, I feel some sympathy, but I don't know Uncle Joe. I never met your dog, and I don't know what it is I'm supposed to say here, but I'm supposed to say something. Russell Wilson has put all of us in the same position again. He wants us to give him some attention. So today, that little prick gets our attention. Joining me on the show right now, Michael Schuessler, the fantasy god himself, and Lance Fernandez, who formerly used to work at Burger King, but now works for us here at What's on Sports. Actually, he used to work for Fox Sports, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, Burger King and
guys,
Fox
how are you?
They do have a lot in common. I'm doing well, John. Hey, it's good to see Jack Sparrow back in the comments there.
What do you say?
He said if you really mention Gianna, that draws the line. Which
he did.
Yes, of course he did. And to your point, John,
wasn't it Gigi? Wasn't his daughter's name Gigi though?
That's like her nickname. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But no. To your point, it's cringy. It truly is, and it does. It is reminiscent of someone whose dog dies, and then on Facebook they have a picture of the dog, and then it's like a selfie. Like it's like, here's me in my funeral garb, and there's my dead uncle in the back, but it's really a selfie of me, just so you can see what I was wearing.
It's about me,
of course, like everything is in this time, and it is a shame. And social media is a cesspool of vanity. And I think Russell Wilson has fallen victim to that as well. It's really hard when you have a pop star wife and some who knows what kind of producer or like some sort of persona that he's trying to, his Mr. Unlimited persona, it truly just is cringy, and I don't think anyone needs to see that. Lance,
and my difficulty with it is it's almost like it's like LeBron James. If you spend enough time listening to anybody, you will eventually not like them. It's very rare that you can find a personality that you listen to enough that you think to yourself, "Oh, I'd like to hang out with this guy." Less is more when you're talking about personalities, when you're talking about celebrities, when you're talking about sports athletes. The more you expose me to who you truly are, the less I will like you. I now no longer like LeBron James. I have grown to very much dislike that man.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is only second, and after this, he's climbing. So I can't believe that somebody would do this and say this is a great idea. They followed him. They followed him on the field. He purposely put on the jersey and said, "I'm going to go out and do this." And this guy's out of his goddamn mind.
So differentiate LeBron James, separate the player from the media mogul. The player is okay. The media mogul is somewhat craving too much attention already. But with regard to Russell Wilson, the video first and foremost is 7 minutes long. You don't need that long of a video. I mean, a picture would be enough of a tribute if it's really sincere about Kobe Bryant. And let's face it, you could count basically by one hand how many times they've interacted together. I mean, they're not really close buddies. You wouldn't put Russell Wilson in the same breath as Kobe Bryant as close buddies. Their wives do, but Kobe Bryant and Russell Wilson are not that tight. So that's an issue for me. If you really wanted to pay tribute to Kobe, a picture would be enough with a lengthy caption that comes from the heart, but not a video like this. Because yes, he is wearing Kobe Bryant's jersey, but it's 7 minutes of his face.
That's a good point, Lance. No, let's be careful about assuming the relationship that Kobe and Russell had. We have no idea. Okay, obviously their wives are close, so I would assume that they've been to more than a handful of, dinner parties or double dates or what have you, whatever celebrities in Los Angeles do. However, the video is so overproduced and it's so premeditated that it loses all of its authenticity, if it ever had any at all. And that's where it really loses me with the production behind it.
Listen, part of life that we all lose somebody along the way, and that is supposed to be a private experience. I've lost people along the way that I won't mention right now because it's my private experience. I'm certain that you guys have as well. People lose things. You lose dogs. You lose friends. You lose family members. You lose your father. You lose your mother. It happens. It's not a good part of life. No one's excited about it. It's also no one's goddamn business. And it's never okay, in my opinion, to take something like that, like Russell Wilson did, and to take it and to try to commercialize it on your Instagram page. That's not a tribute. That is a moment of you saying, "Look at me. Look at me. I need your attention right now. And since I'm not getting enough because I'm not playing at a level that gives me that type of attention, I'm going to use the death of my friend, no matter how close they were, close, not close, I don't care. I'm going to use the death of my friend to put the focus and the spotlight on me." Michael, one more for you.
I would just say that it is more appropriate, let's say, for probably LeBron to do something like this, and which he did, but he also did it, in January when Kobe tragically died. I mean, and that was just so much more appropriate than to do it almost a year later. Like it seems so out of place. It seems out of touch. But I will give credit to LeBron because obviously he and Kobe seem to have much more in common than him and Russell. But I also want to be careful in assuming that. LeBron James, by the way, John, this will probably make you mad. I bet LeBron James will be president of the United States one day. I think you will.
But it's a bold statement, huh?
He's off the show. That's what I actually thought about that. That was absolutely terrible. I'm going to let you back in, but don't say stupid shit anymore, okay?
I'm just saying it's possible.
You, so you're kicked off.
God damn! One day is going to be part of that's insane to me.
Let's hear his case. Why?
Well, have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's a very
love that movie.
Me too. And humanity, America especially, is kind of falling into this technology. We're devolving, it seems, and that's the point of Idiocracy, is that when things become too advanced, you start to devolve instead of evolve. And I'm just saying that I could see it. I could see LeBron James using his platform, using his social media and all of his followers to. We already had one celebrity president. Why not have another? I'm not saying I'd vote for him. I'm saying it's possible that he is out there as the president, and that's all I'll say.
I say, give me The Rock.
Oh, love
Give me The Rock.
Yeah, love The Rock as president.
We're going to get political. At least we'll get some cool workout videos. Lance, we'll bring you back on the show. Lance is all for The Rock. Lance, we'll bring you back on the show in a little bit.